Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I'm going to go ahead and start off with an order that I placed off the Sephora website. They recently let you convert like 1,000 points for 15% off, and since they don't really have any other good things for their points, I use those on this order, so I did say 15%. But these first ones are a repurchase. I was running low on the Shiseido facial cotton squares, so I got 2 packages of these guys right here. Not that long ago, I had hauled the reusable cotton rounds from Paula's Choice because I was going to kind of try to enter the realm of reusable cotton rounds. And I found that I had to use like 3 times more product with those cotton rounds than I did the other ones that I was using. And then when I went back to the Shiseido ones after I used up some organic ones that I had gotten at Walmart, I noticed that the Shiseido ones used even less product because they're so like thin and they absorb really well. But like when you use it on your face, you get the most out of your product with these cotton rounds. But I was just like kind of astounded with the ones that I got from Paula's Choice to reuse. I had to put so much product in that cotton round to get an even coverage all over my face of toner. So maybe you guys know of a brand that's like reusable that has a similar type of consistency to the Shiseido ones, because I would like to kind of, you know, be more sustainable, if you will. In the meantime, I'm already a really heavy product user when it comes to skincare. I like a full, even coverage of all my products on my face. So I'm going to stick with the Shiseido cotton rounds for now. And then I also purchased the Summer Fridays Soft Reset AHA Exfoliating Solution. I love a good acid toner. And this one had pretty decent reviews, but I just kept going back to it and looking at it because it is alcohol free and fragrance free. This one's a lactic acid and then also a glycolic. So I thought I would give this one a try. I like the idea of the soft reset, like it said. And I've used this one time at night instead of the Pixi Glow Tonic. I went with this guy. And it was a tingling away, and for the last 3 or 4 days I've been dealing with a little bit of dry patches around my nose and kind of on my chin area, because this is a lot stronger acid product compared to the Pixi, the Deep Sweep from Farmacy. I use those both at night, and I use the Pixi and then the Glow Recipe Watermelon Tonic in the morning time. I use those in conjunction together, but this is just a lot stronger toner than any of those 3 that I use. So I'm going to toy around with it a little bit more, and it is the dead of winter, like no joke. I woke up this morning and I was like -15. That was just the temperature without the wind chill. So maybe it's because it's the cold months, but it is definitely a stronger toner than what I've been using recently. So we'll see. Let me know if you guys have used this toner. I'm interested to see what other people think of it. But that's the Summer Fridays Soft Reset AHA Exfoliating Solution right there. The bottle is really pretty. It's like a light blue, and then it comes with 3.4 fluid ounces. And then I purchased 2 products from Farmacy. I am almost out of my bottle of Deep Sweep 2% BHA pore clearing toner. This is a 4 fluid ounce bottle, so I repurchased this guy. I want to say this is my third or fourth bottle of this stuff. I tone my face with the Pixi at night, and then I put a little bit of this in my palms and I tap this over my face, avoiding my eye area and lip area. I like to use a BHA toner in conjunction with an AHA, and this is a 2% BHA toner, so that's the salicylic acid, and I love that combination for at night. And then the other product is the Very Cherry Bright 15% clean vitamin C serum. I've been through several bottles of this stuff, and I have maybe 1 or 2 uses left in my bottle, so I got another one of these guys right here. It's one of the only vitamin C's I've tried that's very much calming and non-irritating to my skin, so I really like this one. It also adds a little bit of hydration to my skin as well. And then I also decided to get another one of the Tower 28 Luminous Tinted Balms, and I got the shade Magic Hour, which is these guys right here. The first one that I bought was the Happy Hour blush, and it was really hard to tell online. Some of them look like really similar, like on the Sephora website, but in person these are definitely much different. So I'm contemplating getting the third shade because I really like these cream blushes. So I have got the Magic Hour on my cheeks today. There's something like just like a glow on the cheek that it gives. It's just so pretty, and it also goes over a set foundation really well. I definitely don't like sweep it on. I either pat with my fingers or use the same sponge that I use to put my foundation on and just tap it on, and it doesn't lift my already set foundation, which I really love. And then that glow it gives is stunning. I got it on with another product that is also really stunning, but that's the like glow on my cheeks that you're seeing. We'll get into that in a minute, but let me swatch the Magic Hour, and then I'll swatch it next to the Happy Hour one too. So this one is like it's a nude with a pink undertone. to it. That's, I guess, the best way to describe it. And I believe you can use these on cheeks, lips, eyes, or, you know, however you see fit. They are, I want to say, a natural beauty brand as well, which is nice. So that one right there is the Magic Hour shade. And then the other one is Happy Hour, which I hauled some videos ago, but I just want you guys to see them next to each other because it is kind of hard to tell online. So this is much more of a coral, and this is a nude with a pink undertone to it. But I love these products from Tower 28. Also from Tower 28, I went ahead and got a full size of the Milky Lip Jelly, and I got the shade Oat, which is a more nude shade. I originally purchased the little 4 set that came out during the holidays and was really impressed with the formula. So I thought I would give it a try in a shade that's right up my alley. And these glosses are everything that everybody raves about them. They're just very, very nice, easy to wear. They're not sticky. They look super shiny. Very lovely glosses from Tower 28. So this is the one in Oat, and it's a very light nude with, again, a pinky undertone to it. And I really like their glosses. Should I put a little bit on? I don't have a gloss on right now. Oh, that's too much. But we'll put some of this on. Oh, they feel so nice. So, so nice. But that's the color Oat. Look at how shiny my lips look in the viewfinder. There's not really a scent. I think it's just the ingredients in the product that I'm smelling. So that's the Tower 28 Shine On Milky Lip Jelly in the shade Oat. I also got another one of the Bite Yesayer Plumping Lip Glosses infused with cinnamon oil. I've hauled 2 other ones of these previously, and I just really like this product. The ease of use, the formulation of it, I really like these. So this is my 3rd one. I'm not going to buy any more unless I use one up. So this is the shade Lavender Cookie, and I hadn't seen this inside the Sephora I went to, so I ordered it online. And it's got a purple hint to it. You guys have heard me talk about the packaging. Again, I feel like this is ingenious packaging for lip gloss. It's got a sweet scent and a slight cinnamon to it. So if you don't like cinnamon, but it does taste sweet as well. But look at how pretty that is. It's just a really light lavender. And I like the way these feel on the lips as well. They're very like balmy conditioning feeling with, again, another high shine to them. So that's the Bite Yesayer Lavender Cookie. Officially a lip gloss? Yes, plumping lip gloss. I don't really get a ton of plumping, but I do smell the cinnamon in it. Pretty color though. Who am I getting into glosses and creams and things? I don't know. And then lastly from Sephora, I got this Tarte Cheeky Claymate Face Palette. It's got 0.15 ounces times 3. So each pan is 0.15 ounces, which is a pretty decent amount of product that you're getting. And this guy is made in the USA. It is this little palette right here. It looked like a one and done cheek palette for me, and it is. I've really been enjoying this little palette here. The packaging is nice and substantial, and then again, you get a ton of product in here. The highlight works for my skin tone. The blush is just a really easy to wear kind of rosy shade, and the bronzer has a really nice tone for my skin tone. It's actually the bronzer that I have on my face today, but all 3 of these products work really well for my skin tone. So let me go ahead and give you guys some swatches of these 3. I like that you get a decent amount of product in there as well for each color. Nice shiny kind of highlighter. Just very easy to use little face palette from Tarte. However, I find it like, it mind boggles me that this is the only shade of this product available. Like, this is very light. I have very light skin tone, and this is the only one that they made available in this tone. That's just like super disappointing to me. Next up, I placed an order on the Beautylish website. I should have never bought this right away. I should have used up some of the cleansers that I have, but I missed it and I wanted another one because I used it up. And this is from Good Molecules. It's the Rosewater Daily Cleansing Gel. It's a 4-ounce glass bottle. I just really, really like this cleanser for at nighttime. I still use a cleansing balm or a cleansing oil to break down my makeup, and then I go over it with this, and it's such a gentle cleanser for my sensitive skin, and it doesn't strip my skin, but it also leaves it feeling really clean, and it's really affordable as well. So I love this product. I should have, like I said, I should have waited to use up some of the cleansers that I have, but I was missing it. So I bought another one of these guys. It's just really good. And then the trek for the waterproof mixing medium for my cake liners is still going. So I had thought to try out this product. This is from Lit Cosmetics. It's the water resistant glitter base. I have got the original one and that one doesn't quite do it. So I thought I'd give this a try. And this product here does not mix in with the cake liners. Like it'll just glaze over the top. It won't like mix in to create an opaque liner. But going over the top of liner with this, it sets it really, really well. So far, this is one of the best kind of liner setters that I've found. So I'd put the liner on, let it dry, and then go over it with this here clear base, and that works pretty good. I still wish I could just mix it right in the liner, mix it up and swipe it on, but that's just not happening. But anyway, I've been enjoying it for a liner sealer, but these are also, these Lit glitter bases are amazing for glitter. And then these Danessa Myricks Twin Flames Microchrome Pigment for eyes and face. They really intrigued me. She came out with, I think, 4 or 5 new shades that looked really iridescent and really kind of trichromy. So I got one of those and one of the original ones that she had come out with. It's these products right here. I really like the packaging on these. It's like a, what is a 6? Is that an octagon? I don't think it's an octagon. Hexagon. Yeah, this is what the packaging looks like. It's a clear acrylic so you can see the shade inside. And there's a total of 0.085 fluid ounces in these. And these are made in China. This one here in Twin Flames Amour, it doesn't have any like micro glitter pieces in it compared to the other one I got, which is Bay. Bay has got a ton of multi-dimensional like micro glitters in it. But let me swatch the Amour shade first, if I can get it open here. So this is the Amour shade, and this is more kind of like a duochrome, I think. Well, you can see some purple. You can kind of see a little bit of a, well, purple blue, I guess. It looks like a purple blue duochrome to me. Right there, and there aren't any like chunks of micro glitter or anything like that in there. It's a much more smooth formula. And then the other one that I got is Bay, and this one's got the micro glitters in it, like a ton of them. And these here, when they set down, especially this one, it does not budge. I remember I swatched it on my hands, and I had washed my hands probably 10 times since then, and I could still see sparkles on my hand. But this one's like a purple pink kind of shift to it. It's a really pretty shade. Again, that's Bay, and that one's Amour right there. I'm going to use these for toppers, for sure the Bay shade. I'm not for sure about the Amour though, but I found these kind of difficult to work with on my lids. Like I had to like really put on thin coats and then build it up to really get that kind of intensity out of it. And then when I used Bay in order to get that super high shine, I kept layering it up, and then before it had set, it was like gunking up in my crease area. So I'm going to toy around with them some more, but I may only just use them for kind of toppers over other type of shadows. I definitely have to play with them some more, but I did have difficulties when I've been using them. And then I also bought one of these from Danessa Myricks. It's the waterproof cushion color in the shade Blue Jay. There's a total of 0.13 ounces of product in here. Ooh, I like that they have a production and expiration date on the side of the box. That's really nice. It is made in the PRC, it says on there, but it's the product date is 8/19 it was made, and it expires 8/22. I wish all products kind of had, especially cream products like and skincare products, had those on there. But anyway, so this is the shade Blue Jay. It's a cushion style eyeliner, so all the product is saturated inside the little cushion. That's what the cap looks like. It comes with this little brush here, which is just too thick for me to really use. But I was so excited when I first dipped a liner brush in this product and started to use it because it was very fluid. It like went on super nice. I did have to kind of build it up to get the opacity with it, but it takes a very long time to set. So I was trying to like hold my head back because I have really hooded lids. But even though I was trying, it still wasn't set by the time I was like headed out the door. So when my eyes go down, that hood literally touches like the base of my lash line. So it transferred up through, like it ended up being way up here because that's how like low my hood can come down. So that's the only thing that I'm not crazy about. I really wish that it had a better set. Granted, if it did, this would probably dry out a lot quicker. longer, but it did last throughout the day really, really well. So I'm going to play around with it some more, but that set time was a lot. I even ended up taking some translucent powder and tapping it in this outer portion because that's where my eye skins really fold there. So I tapped some translucent powder in there to try to get it to set quicker. So that's the only downside of this guy, but the wear time was nice and working with this product was pretty nice. So that's the Danessa Myricks waterproof cushion color in Blue Jay. Those are all the things I got from Beautylish. I forgot to show you guys this little guy. For whatever reason, I had missed out on this when it was like available, and the day that I placed that order from Sephora, this like showed up and I was like, oh, and so I pushed add to cart. And before you know it was gone again. But this is the Clinique Cheek Pop highlighter for the Lunar New Year. It's the Gold Celebration Pop. I'm just going to show it to you guys. Maybe it'll come back around. I don't know. The box packaging is super pretty. And then look at this. There's a little ox embossed in the pan. And this here, I like lightly swatched his kind of nose area. And this is going to work for me, but I can't right now. I can't bring myself to destroy the embossing on this product. It is the cutest little embossing in a powder right there. So that's from Clinique. It's the Gold Celebration Pop. And I can't bring myself to use it. And then another product that became kind of scarce to find is the Guerlain Meteorites from the spring collection. This is in the shade Pearl Glow. I love to get all the new Guerlain Meteorite releases. This guy here has got 25 grams or 0.8 ounces of product, and she is made in France. The tin on this guy, the only difference is there's like no colors in the tin. It's just a white. And this one is very similar in terms of the finish on the skin. I don't notice a big difference between this one and the Claire, but if you look at the pearls, the biggest difference is this one doesn't have the teal blue pastel pearls in it like the Claire one does. It just has tan, lavender, pink, and then the off-white kind of color in there. But I love the Guerlain Meteorites for finishing the face. This is what I had used on my skin today as well. But this is the Pearl Glow shade, and in the promo pictures that I'd seen, there is a pink glow shade as well, and I'm after those. I haven't seen that pink one anywhere. If you guys know, let me know. I am after that Guerlain Meteorites called Pink Pearl. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of like pinky pearls inside of it that look like they'd be a really pretty blush shade. But those are the spring Guerlain Meteorites. Again, that's the Pearl Glow shade right there. Next up, I placed an order with Lime Crime. They came out with new colored liquid liners with a brush tip applicator. Like, could it be any more perfect, right? For me, for what I'm looking for. So I had ordered 4 of them right off the bat. The packaging on them is very pretty. There's a total of 0.079 fluid ounces, and it says shake before use on the side of the box, and these are made in the USA. So this is what the packaging looks like. So I got 4 colors. These are the 4 colors that I got, and the packaging is very cute. There's like a little gal on there with a seashell type of situation going on the cap. So you do have to shake these because they will separate inside of the container. And I was so excited. I was like, these are going to be the be all end all of colored liners, right? They're not. They are so far from being waterproof. I could just as well use the cake liners with water. That's how like non-waterproof these are. And then on top of it, the formulation is really thick, like so thick that when I get it opaque and as a liner, I can like feel it. It feels almost heavy, and I don't know. I'm not nuts about the formulation, and they're not waterproof. So if they were, you know, more waterproof, I would be more apt to use them. But because they're not waterproof and they're like a thicker, I'm not nuts about the formula. I just don't even want to use them. And I had such high hopes for these eyeliners. I kind of want to cry about it, but we're not going to do that. So this first shade is the shade Misty, which is a gray. These do dry down matte. They got the brush tip applicator. Again, I thought these were going to be the be all end all for me, but that is the shade. Am I going over as Danessa Myricks? Yeah, I didn't get all the Danessa Myricks off. Let's swatch it over here. So that is the shade Misty. I shook all of these up prior to me swatching them just now. And then I got the shade Wisteria, which is kind of a red undertoned purple shade. So that's Wisteria right there. And I got the brown shade, which is called Fawn, which is a little bit lighter than I thought it was going to be. That's the shade Fawn. And then the last shade is Oasis, which is the blue shade. And this is what Oasis looks like right there. So I'm just kind of sad about these, okay? I'll let them dry so you guys can see the finish, because these do dry down very matte. I'll just leave them up while I swatch the eyeshadow palettes. So I did purchase both of their new 9-pan Aura eye and one's called Aura and the other one is called Glory, and they're the eye and face palettes. I've only used these on the eyes, and my favorite way to use these palettes is together. I love the combination of the colors of both of these, and the formulation is super pretty. And these guys here are made in Italy. So this one is the Glory palette. It's got the shade names on the back as well. I love that, as opposed to a plastic sheet, and it utilizes all of the space inside the palette. How much product do we have in here? 0.53 ounces, so 0.058 ounces per shade. That's a good amount of product that you're getting. This guy here has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matte shadows, and then these 4 right here are shimmers. And I had really good luck with both of these palettes. They blended nicely, just worked really nicely on the eyes, nice pigmentation to them. If this palette doesn't scream spring, I just don't know, man. Really pretty pastel-y kind of shades there. So those are the first 4. And then we got these guys. That pink does feel a little bit gritty in the finger, but it's got a lot of pigmentation to it. And then this last shade, which is a really pretty bronze copper. So that is the Glory palette right there. And then you can see right there the liners have dried down. Well, I think they're almost dried down, but the matte finish on those liners right there. But that is the Glory palette right there. And then here is the Aura palette. It's got blue packaging, and then there's the shades inside. For mattes in this one, you've only got 3. You've got these 2 purples and then this pink down in the corner. And then these shades right here are all shimmery shades. And these are very nice as well. I liked pairing, again, these 2 palettes together. So those are the first 4 shades. And then we got this guy. That matte's a little bit gritty too. I find that oftentimes really heavily saturated pigmented matte shadows often have kind of a drier consistency, especially purples. And then this last shade, which is like a purple with a bit of a blue undertone, really pretty purple shade. So that is the Aura eyeshadow palette right there from Lime Crime. And then from Amazon, I ordered 2 mixing mediums based off of you guys' recommendations, because I hadn't tried these ones. One is the Trish McEvoy Finish Line Shadow Transformer. This was probably the most expensive one I've purchased thus far. Oh, the lit one was like 25 bucks too, I think, but that's got a lot more product in it. I love the little bottle. It's very similar to the Laura Mercier one that they used to sell, but this mixing medium mixes with the cake liners. Super excited about that. It's not fully like waterproof, but there is a little bit of water resistance to it. So like I had put them on my hands and I ran the tap over the top of it, and the Trish McEvoy one faded a little bit faster than this other one, which is the Mayron mixing liquid, but both of these products mix in with cake liners, so I'm really excited about that. The Trish McEvoy one reminds me most of kind of the Makeup by Mario one. In the terms of longevity, like I said, there is a bit of resistance to that, but it's not fully waterproof. And then the Mayron one has got even more water resistance, I should say, than the Trish McEvoy. So I'm excited about the Mayron one, because again, this one mixes in with the pots of cake liner. I just need to get it into a different component because there's no like squeezy thing or any dropper or nothing like that. It's just kind of an open lid, and I can't like go back in, you know, with the liner brush that I'm using. So I'm going to depot this into something and start using this little Mayron one. So thank you guys for the recommendations. Not waterproof, but definitely better than water. And then next up, I purchased 3 products from the new Auric Beauty range, which is Samantha Ravindal's range. She is actually the one that has made me want to use cream products so much, because I'm a very much a powder product person, but I've been trying to use creams more because I just love how she uses creams on herself. So I didn't expect anything less from her line. The packaging is stunning. Like, the attention to detail on her packaging is just great. Really, really A++ on the packaging. So I did get one of the Glow Lust radiant luminizers, and I got the shade Morganite, which is the lightest shade available. And I was kind of iffy about this when I first watched her video on it, but then when I was able to see the ingredients list, I was a little bit more comfortable. So I had always wanted to just go ham using the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless, that's a mouthful, the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I had gotten samples and stuff before, but every single time that I used that product, I would just lightly tap it on the top of my cheekbones and then probably go over it with a powder. Sometimes I didn't and just used it kind of as a topper highlighter. I would get little bumps on my skin, and the ingredients in the Charlotte Tilbury are really, really heavy on dimethicone, and I was very pleasantly surprised that this product, it does have silicones in there. There is dimethicone in here, but it's much further down the list than on a lot of other like highlighty type products like that. And so far I've only been using this product on the top of my cheekbones just to test it out to make sure that it's not going to give me little bumps on my skin, because if it doesn't, this is the 3rd day that I've used it. I use it as a base. I'll get into that in a minute. I use it as a base today and the past 3 days, and I haven't had any reactions on my skin yet. So I'm really confident in the fact that I may end up adding this to the number 7 and kind of using it more all over the face. We'll see. I'm a little scared. My skin's very reactive, but so far so good as a highlighter on top of the cheeks. It also goes over set foundation really well. I've been using a damp sponge and it hasn't lifted up my makeup. I don't like swipe or anything like that. I just pounce it on the top, and I was really surprised with the opacity on my skin with this, which is kind of nice. So this one here comes in it's a 1.18, I think. Yeah, 1.18 fluid ounce bottle, and it is made in Italy. So the packaging, again, attention to detail is stunning right here. It's a pump packaging with a pretty tight cap on there, and the amount of product that I use for both of my cheekbones is like, I'll put the amount I use on there. I use that much product, and then I take my little sponge and I like go like this with it, the sponge on there to kind of work it around. But you can see right there, this has coverage, which is cool. Like, I'm so tempted to use it just like no foundation at all, just this, to see what it looks like. But I'm still in the testing phase with the little bump thing. So we're just going to use it as a highlighter for now. But look at this, how pretty this is. It's just super, super pretty. So I have got this on as a base, and I put on the Auric Beauty Pure Diamond Dust highlighter over the top of it, and it is the prettiest, sheeniest, glowy, gleaming, beaming highlight. It is so, so pretty. So this is what I have on the top of that on my cheeks today. And look at, I've got pan on my Pure Diamond Dust. I love this as an eyeshadow as well. But this highlighter, the cream one, just clings on to the little sparkles in this. So pretty. I'm slightly, I don't want to say obsessed, but I'm slightly obsessed with the overall look. I do have to do my eyeshadow before I use the Tower 28 and the Auric Glow product, because I can't swipe any fallout off my cheeks if I use those first. It clings to it. So even though I took the Auric Beauty over the top of the Auric cream, there's still a bit of a, I don't want to say tacky, but there's still a little bit of a tack there. Like you can feel the moisture in it. It really retains its glow throughout the day. I've had this on for like 4 hours now, and it still has just a little bit of tack to it, but I just think that's so pretty with the Auric Beauty. I've also used it with that Tarte highlighter from that trio as well, and that's pretty, but something about the Auric with that product underneath is just stellar. I'm living for it. So that one there is the Auric Glow Lust, and again, I got the shade Morganite. and no funny reactions on my skin as of yet. Look at how pretty that is though. It is so pretty. I also got 2 of the Smoke Reflex, and I wasn't able to get the third one because it sold out by the time I had placed my order. So I got the Temper and Ego shade. Same super pretty packaging. And these guys here are made in the USA, and there's a total of 0.058 ounces in the powder and then 0.176 ounces in the cream. And they come in a glass jar with a flip top, like so. Very reminiscent of the Tom Ford versions. The Tom Ford is a bigger style packaging, but it's the same concept. Now, the cream portion of this product is very similar to the cream portion of the Tom Fords and also their standalone single cream eyeshadows, as well as the Charlotte Tilbury cream shadows. Very similar formulation in here as well. And with the flip tops, I was hoping that it was going to be a little bit more of a loose powder and not so close to kind of how the Tom Ford ones were. I have a hard time with the Tom Ford ones because they're really difficult to pick up on a brush, and then if you use your finger you create hard pan over the top, which you don't like get any product on your fingers. One of these is similar like that to that Tom Ford formula, and that's the shade in the Temper, this golden one here. You'll see when I finger swatch them, and then I'll show you how I use them to kind of really grab product. The Ego shade isn't quite as bad. Like this one picks up a lot better on a finger. So let's swatch this one first. So here's Ego, and you get a lot more payoff with the finger there. And both of these are very pretty duos. They are super pretty duos, but I don't find anything super unique about them in terms of the colors. And then we'll swatch the cream that's underneath. So here's the cream, and again, that is the Ego duo right here. And let's go ahead and take the topper and pat it over the Ego so you guys can get the 3-in-1 situation. Very pretty, very, very pretty nonetheless. And then here is the Temper one right here. And mine's a little loose in the palette here. I have to push pretty hard to get some product out. And you can see right there, it's pretty, you know, it's pretty sheer. For me, this isn't doing a whole lot for me, okay? But that's the top shade in Temper. And then I was going to show you what I do to get shades like this to pick up. I take a little bit more stiff flat shader. This is an old school Wayne Goss 18. And what I do is I take it and I jab the tips of the brush into the product like that. And I start to break it up. That's how I'm able to get products like this to adhere to the lids and adhere to those bases. I'll leave that on the brush so I can swatch it over the cream. Here is the Temper shade right here. And then I'm going to tap the topper over the top like that. So you can see the effect there. So there's Ego and there's Temper. Again, really pretty products, but they just don't do it for me. I was expecting a little bit more, especially out of those toppers. But if you're somebody who likes a subtle, like real sophisticated sparkle, that's how I used to kind of describe the Tom Ford topper shades. It's got like this pretty sophisticated type sparkle to it. It's very subtle, but it is there. Then you might really like these products. And then next up, I placed an order on the Dominique Cosmetics website for her new, it's called the Transition Palette. And this has got 15 eyeshadows that are 1.5 grams. And it is made in the USA, assembled in the Dominican Republic. So here is the box packaging. And then the actual packaging is a cardboard. And you've got a really big mirror in there, and then 15 matte eyeshadows. Even though this is marketed as a face and an eye palette, I probably will never use it as a face palette. It's got some pretty shades in here, but every single time that I've used this palette, I just felt like I needed more. So I used really pretty like multi-chrome shadows and stuff like that in the lids, and then I paired it with this for mattes from the crease upwards, and there was just every time I use it, it just felt a little bland to me. And I think it's because I wish these were a little bit more vibrant. Like you've got kind of a brown with a reddy undertone, like give it a little punch, make it like a burgundy, like vibrant it up. You know, even this mustard shade, which is a pretty shade, like I was wishing for more mustard, you know what I mean? Everything is very muted and toned down in here. Like I wish that they would have brought the undertones out more on these shades. So every time I use it, I was just wanting more out of those matte shades from the crease upwards. That being said, I do get along with this formula really well. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some swatches of this guy. If you are into very muted matte eyeshadows, this is a good one, and you're getting a ton of product. This palette would last for a very long time. So those are the first four, and then these guys. And the quality of the shadows is there. I do get some fallout with these as well, but they blend and they build really well. I just needed a little more oomph out of these, you know. And then these guys, they could have just really spiced this up a little bit, you know. 15 shades. And then these last three right here. So there are the shades right there. And then I placed an order on the Ulta website because this BH Blueberry Muffin eyeshadow palette came back into stock. And I'd heard about this palette on Lauren Mae Beauty's channel. And ever since she talked about it, I was like, I need to have that palette. I love the color story. It comes with a little blueberry muffin sleeve. And this guy is made in the PRC. And there are 16 eyeshadows. And it says 16 grams is the total weight. So each one would be a gram of product that you're getting. But here's the actual packaging. It's a cardboard and it has a mirror in there, but wait till you guys see this color story. Like such pretty colors. And I wore this yesterday. Loved the look out of it. These shimmer shades are stunning, like really nice quality shadow palette, and it's affordable as well. These like periwinkle, borderline periwinkle blue purples, just really pretty shades in this palette, and I love it. I really love this eyeshadow palette, so I'm so happy that I picked it up. So pretty. I love the color combination of it. So there are the first four. And then these next ones. I think this is one of my favorite shimmers right here. There's a decent array of mattes in there too. Not under brow bone mattes though, but the shimmers work just lovely for underneath the brow with this guy. And then this next row. I did get a little bit of fallout with this guy too, but it was very minimal. And these shadows just built and blended really well too. And then the last row here. How pretty are those? I love the color story of this palette. That is the BH Blueberry Muffin eyeshadow palette right there. Love it. And then this is kind of random. I also purchased this off of Amazon, but I got these clear lipstick caps, which go over MAC lipsticks. I've got a ton of MAC lipsticks, and a lot of the time I don't use them because I have so many for starters, but I have to like open them up to like see each color. So I had seen these before, and the first time that I had looked into them, they were like really expensive. And then I found them on Amazon, and I think I got these 48 for 22 bucks, which wasn't that bad. So I got these, and I thought I'd mention them because they seem to be more affordable than when I originally looked at them. But I love that I can see, you know, the color through the cap. So I can just look over there and see all the colors of my MAC lipsticks now. And I just love that. So these were available on the Amazon, and it's been a really good way to rediscover MAC lipsticks that I have in my collection. So that was everything that I purchased this week. I did get in one PR package from Kaleidos, and they sent me their new Club Nebula palette, which is a collaboration with Angelica Nyquist here on YouTube. I found Angelica when I was like looking at declutter videos is how I found her, but I probably butchered her last name. If I did, I apologize. But this is a collab palette with her, and I had seen pictures of this like it was coming and got so excited about it because the color story is just right up my alley. And this is the palette that I have on my eyes today. It gives me real fairy vibes, which I live for the fairy vibes. But I just want to show you like the packaging, how it came. And I think that it was available to buy like this too, but it comes in this really pretty little box. And there was a deck of cards with it too, which I'm going to go play my mom cards tomorrow probably with that. And then here is the box packaging that the palette came in. So this guy is made in the PRC, and there's a total of 13 grams or 0.459 ounces of product across 15 shades. And then here is the actual packaging. It is super pretty. It's a little bit thicker. It's the same style of packaging that came in their Escape Pod, which I'll show these two palettes next to each other at the end. But it says the Club Nebula palette is a collection of my favorite shades for my favorite people. And then it says Angelica right there on the back. And then it says Angelica Nyquist underneath Club Nebula. But the artwork on here is really, really pretty. And then inside you got a little thicker plastic piece that says Collidos. And then here are your shades. I just live for this. I'm wearing these two shades, a little bit of this one, this guy, and then these two right here on my eyes today. But I love me some green eyeshadow, teal eyeshadow too. Their matte shadow formulation is very smooth and very pigmented. They blend out really well. And then these shimmer shades borderline some of my really beautiful shimmers that I have from indie brands. They're like so stunning. I love those little shimmer shades. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those super sparkly ones, and then there's this shade Nebula, which is also really sparkly but not quite as sparkly as those guys. And you've got some pretty matte transitions in there. There was a club embossed in that red shade, but I used that red shade today and kind of destroyed it. But let me go ahead and give you guys some swatches. I'm gonna like lightly swatch the shimmer shades because I don't know, I don't want to like burn through those. They're so pretty. I know the matte shades will last me longer. Like I pan eyeshadow every day or something. But you know what I'm saying. So there are the first 4. And then these next ones. I mean, even their deep mattes are just so soft. I love the color story in here too. It's just right up my alley. And then these guys. And then these last 3 are the orange and warm kind of tones. I love this coral shade. I blended out the red with that corally orange matte today. Isn't it? Ugh, so beautiful. So nice. That is the Club Nebula palette right there. This palette is currently sold out on the Kaleidos website, but there is a limited restock happening on the 17th is what I saw on their Instagram. And I do hope that even if that's a limited restock, I hope they bring this back because I know there's a lot of people that want to get this, and this is a beautiful palette. The quality is so there. So I hope that they do that. But Kaleidos makeup just gives me the feels. You know, when like a makeup brand you get excited for it, Kaleidos does that for me. I feel like they're really innovative. Their packaging is always like different than anything else you can get on the market. Their artwork is pretty. But Kaleidos makeup is a really fun up and coming brand. Their stuff just really excites me. Let's show it next to the Escape Pod, which I'm not sure if that one's still available or not too. But I love the Escape Pod palette too. So you guys can see the color stories. of the Escape Pod and the Nebula palette. The Escape Pod has those beautiful little shimmer shades in there too that I just love. I should have probably put this, my favorites video was long the way that it is, but like this Escape Pod should have probably been in my yearly favorites video. So a huge thank you to Kaleidos Makeup for sending those over. And that is everything for my haul today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.